everybody want me to do it. I said I was going to do the video on my time, but I am having sleepless nights because it's playing, replaying in my head, believe it or not, every night before I go to sleep. So I have to get it off my chest. Today is actually June 8th. Not sure when I'm gonna post this video or when you guys will see it, but I've been having sleepless nights. I can't really sleep because it plays back into my head over and over again. So if you guys don't know, August the 11th, 2018, I lost my dad. He had a asthma attack. I'm just gonna walk you guys through the day. If you guys see the noise in the background, it's my fan. It was a normal day. I was home, my little brother was home, my sister was home. He was one more person there besides my dad who was there, but I can't think of who the kid was. Everybody else was gone. It's like summertime, so everybody was gone. My stepmom, she was at work. It was a normal, so I wake up, do my normal routine, you know, go to the restroom, walk around the house to see who else is up so I can go mess with people. First stop I made was at my brother's room. He was still asleep. I walked past the other side of the house to see if my dad was woke. To see if my dad was woke. He was still asleep, so I went back in my room, you know, to lay back down. About another hour or so, I got back up because I heard him go in the kitchen. So I was like, oh, my daddy up, let me go. It's a daily routine. We go mess with our daddy, you know. He smoked. Him and my brother was smoking. So we all just in a room. We chilling. Like, literally, we're chilling. It's cold. Yeah, we chilling. He's sitting there, he's smoking. My little brother, my sister walk in, what's up, Dad, you know? And so he sit there, he was like, no, I love y'all. And we was like, we love you too, you know? But in my mind, it ain't like nothing. My daddy tell us he love us 50 million times a day. I love y'all, I love y'all. He could just say it 5 minutes ago and he gonna say it again. But like, oh yeah, we love you too. You know, he's sitting there, his show come on, Young and the Restless. Now, if you know, then you know. When Young and Restless is on, you leave the man alone. So we all leave out the room. So I get a text from my stepmama. She said, hey, go check on your dad. He said he not feeling too good. Okay. Daddy, what's wrong? You ain't feeling good? Nah, my shape pool. My asthma acting up. Can't get the machine and cut it on for me. Okay, so I do it. So I sit there. Then my little brother came in. He was like, oh man, you all right? My dad was like, you know, I just can't breathe, but I'm gonna be all right. I keep hearing it's cold. Fuck. So, you know, he get on the breathing machine. He didn't have no inhaler. I let him use mine. So we all just sitting there, me, him, my brother, my sister. We sitting there. 2 hours passed by. He started panicking. And I know when my dad panics, his anxiety kick in. So he's panicking because he's like, he can't breathe. He's struggling. And there's nothing I can do but tell him to calm down because he started panicking. You know what I'm saying? It just makes it worse. Now, I have asthma. My little brother got asthma. We all 3 of us, we have really, really bad. So, like I say, he's starting to panic. He goes in the restroom. He's sweating. Can't breathe. Take all his clothes off. He can't breathe. So, I'm like, all right, do you want me to call 911? He was like, no, I think I'll be all right. I'll take another breathing treatment. All right. So, he in the restroom, he's doing the treatment. My brother in the room. My sister, she leave out because she don't like to see my daddy like that. So, I call my stepmom on the phone. I'm like, he not looking too good. And she can hear him yelling in the background, like, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. She was like, Patrick, you need to calm down. You need to calm down. You're going to have an anxiety attack. He was like, I can't. And he just cussing. So, you know, it's like, dang, like, okay, Daddy, you want me to call 911? Like, you need to relax. At this point, you need to relax. No, you ain't got to call him right now. I'm not ready. He started calling for my grandmother, you know. Call my mama, call my mama. So I'm on the phone with my stepmama. My brother, I like, brother, can you call Nana? He on the phone with Nana. He on the phone with my grandma. And he's still yelling. So my granny was like, I need somebody to come and get me. I need somebody to come and get me. Now, I couldn't drive then, y'all. I couldn't drive, so I couldn't go pick her up. So I tell my brother, I'm just like, twin, go get, go pick Nana up and see if she can come up here. Maybe it'll help him calm down. My brother go around the corner to my mama's house to go get my grandmother. And so I'm just like, all right. My stepmama's still on, my dad's phone. My sister in there with my daddy. So at this point, he's sweating bullets. He's crying. He can't breathe. He's yelling like, I seen my daddy down this path, and I was like, I don't want him to go back down that path where he was before, because I seen it already. So I'm just like, I'm gonna call 911 at this point, because you're not looking too good, like you need to go. He steady saying no. Call my granny. I was like, he don't want to go to the hospital. And so my granny, she like, you need to go to the hospital. Call 911. I'm like, hang up with my stepmama, call 911. I step outside, so I can talk, because I really couldn't hear because my daddy was yelling, so I had to go to the front. So my brother was, like I said, my brother went around the corner to go get my grandmother. And so I'm outside, I'm trying to, tell people like, hey, just here, my daddy, da-da-da-da-da. My sister is still in the room with my dad while he's in there screaming, hollering. I don't know who it was, but somebody ran outside and said, Taylor. All I hear was, Taylor, something, something. Your sister said your daddy something. I don't remember what it was, but I'm getting frustrated because he's getting frustrated because they're not coming fast enough. He's calling for my grandmother. She's still not there. 911 isn't there. So I'm just like, they on the way. I hear them. They coming down the street. Just tell him, hang on. And I yelled at. So whoever the kid was, they shot back in the house. My granny pulled. I see my brother then whip up in the driveway. I runs in the house to go check. When I went in the house, he was laying on the floor. By the time my grandmother get in the house, she's sitting in a chair. She didn't even make it into the room. She just sat at the table, at the chair. And then my sister, she's screaming and hollering. My brother, I think he was still outside. At this point, I don't know where anybody was. I don't know. My sister, she crying. I'm crying because it's like, I'm seeing my daddy there on the ground. Paramedics come in. Oh, did he smoke anything? Yeah, he smoked, but this is not a typical asthma attack. Like, something is wrong. So I'm looking at the people as they doing CPR. In my mind, I'm like, something is really, 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 really wrong. It's really, really wrong because they doing it for too long. My sister's still in there at the side, at my daddy's feet. My granny, she praying. I can still hear her. She praying. She praying like, Lord, let my baby get up. Let my baby get up. She kept saying, Patrick, mama here. Patrick, mama's here. Patrick, mama here. And so I'm just like, what the hell? So the people was like, okay, we got to drill a hole in his arm. So I leave at that point. I leave. Because I can't see. I can't see them do that. So I go outside. I call my mom. I'm like, Mom, I know you ain't talking to my daddy right now, but he's not breathing on the floor. She like, Shay, you're yelling at me, and I can't hear nothing that you're saying. So I'm just like, he's not breathing, he's on the floor. Remind y'all, my mama stayed 2 minutes away from where my daddy and them stayed. 2 minutes. She got there. She get out the car. My auntie get out the car. And they taking my daddy to the back of the truck. So I'm sitting there and I'm crying because I it's not looking good. So my mama and my auntie, they was just like, you gotta calm down. I'm crying, my sister crying. So the people was like, okay, who's gonna ride in the back? My granny was like, I'm gonna ride in the back. That's my son. I'm gonna ride in the back. Y'all just meet us at the hospital. My auntie, she was like, Shay, you gotta stop that crying. We know your daddy gonna be okay. You gotta stop crying. You know, you gotta be strong. I don't want you to go into no asthma attack either. So I'm just like, okay. It's my mom and my auntie, me, my sister, and at the time, I think that was it. As we ride to the hospital, my grandma called my mama, and I can hear it clear as day. She's like, her voice don't even sound the same, y'all. She like, Shawnee, where you at? She was like, oh, we on our way to the hospital. We on our way to the hospital. What's wrong? She paused. She said, oh, nothing. I'll see y'all when y'all get here. So we just like, okay. We get to the hospital. The paramedics that was at the house, one of the guys who was like helping my dad, he looked at me and he just put his head down. So I'm just like, them the people that was just at the house. So my mom was like, oh, really? So I'm just like, yeah. So we get there. And so we called my grandma so we can see where she is so we can go see my daddy. And so she come out the door. We see her come out the door. She got this look in her face. And her words was, my baby gone. And she just shook her head. She just shook her head. And when I tell y'all, I hit the floor. I hit the floor. Like, they had to literally, like, pick me up off the floor. So I'm yelling, I'm screaming, I'm crying. At this point, I don't see nobody. They take us in this room, and we just sitting there at the table. We're trying to get somebody's trying to get a hold of my stepmama. My sister, she right there on my shoulder. She crying. I'm crying. And my mama goes to try to give me a hug. And I just hollered, why would he leave me before my birthday? Why would he leave me here? And she jumped and she didn't know what to do. She didn't know what to do. She ran out the room. So they making phone calls. They calling my stepmama to see where she is. She was like, I'm on the bus, I'm coming. They can't just tell her like, oh, your husband just died. They can't do that. So they was my stepmama, my mama was like, where you at? Somebody's gonna come and pick you up. She was like, oh no, I'm fine. I'm gonna catch the bus. So they like, okay. She was like, I'm gonna be there this time. I'm almost there. I was like, okay. I'm stuck. Like my best friend. He was my best friend. And until this day, can't nobody tell me I feel like if I would have called 911 a little bit sooner, my daddy would still be here. Because he kept telling me no, he didn't want to go. I didn't force him. But if I would have made that decision to call him, he would have still been here. So until this day, I feel like it is my fault, and can't nobody tell me that it's not, because I could have made that phone call sooner, but I didn't. I just didn't. And I feel like it's just my fault. Like, you should have called Taylor. You should have called somebody. And it's eating me up. Like, it's literally eating me up. So I go outside to check on my mama. My mama, she went through it. Her and my daddy had a disagreement, and they didn't talk for months. And she was like, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. And I'm just like, in my mind, it's not your fault. It's mine, because I didn't call. I didn't call nobody to come and get help. I didn't make that call sooner, so. But I didn't tell her that. I just said, it's not your fault. But then I couldn't say it was my fault either. Everybody showing up to the hospital. Everybody is there. Everybody's there. Everybody coming in left, right. My sisters, my brothers. I have younger siblings. It's like I had to be strong for them. But I couldn't, because I'm stuck. I'm stuck. It's 8 of us, man. So my stepmama get there. They bring her to the room where we is. So she looking. She looked at me. I put my head down. So she like, oh, well, where he at? And my granny was like, he didn't make it. And she lost it. Oh, she lost it. They finally let people go to the back to where they had him. Everybody's showing up. They're going back to see him. And I just can't. I just can't go into the room. told all of my family they coming, they giving me hugs, it's gonna be okay. And in my mind, it's not. It's not. My godmama, she was out of town, and she called. My auntie was like, Shay, you go, mama. And all I hear her say was, I got you. And she was like, I got you, baby. And all I could do was cry, because she's in Louisiana and she's not physically here. And I know she just wanted to hug me. And she couldn't. All I could say was, okay, I love you. I'm listening, but I'm numb. We at the hospital for hours. I finally go back and see him. I still had that picture in my head of him laying there. He cold. He's so cold. I give him a kiss on the forehead. I hold his hand. I kiss his hand. I couldn't stay long back there. I couldn't. People still coming in. And at this point, I was just ready to go home. I don't even know where my son was, who had him. When we all got back home, I left. Because, everybody was coming back to the house. I left, me and my cousin. I went and got my nose pierced. I came back home. I closed myself in my room for about 3 days. And I was just crying. Because I had a routine. Get up every morning, go to my daddy's room, mess with him. And to know that I couldn't do that no more, it hurt. All of my siblings and my stepmama, we all would hold our tears back because it's like we all trying to be strong for one another, but it hurt. It hurt so bad. Cherish our family, man, because once you lose one person, oh, it's not for the weak. My daddy was my best friend. They say you miss people when they gone. Oh, and I miss him. I miss the I love yous 30 times, 50 times a day. And he would say, you all right? You gonna miss it when it's gone? And, oh, I miss it. I hate August with a passion, but I hate that month because my best friend is gone. It just hurt so bad because he's not here. He was the life of the party. He was loving. He was caring. He was my son's best friend. And my son will literally walk around their room because he know he look for my dad. He'll walk around the room and lay in the exact same spot where my daddy was. We go to look for him, he'll be right there. My family, we strong, but losing my daddy, that hit home for everybody in the family because it's like him, out of him. And I be feeling like it's my fault because I could have called 911 sooner, faster, something. But I didn't because he didn't want me to. And it eat me up at nighttime because I replay that part in my head every single night. Every single night I play it in my head. My family, they think it's just sometimes, but it's not, y'all. It's every night. People gonna say, oh, it's gonna be okay. You just gotta, it just takes time. But when will it end? That hole will never close up. I don't think it will ever end. It will be 3 years in August, and my world is, my heart, it was broken. But when I lost my aunt in January, it shattered. I was just starting to pick up the pieces from him. And when she passed away, it shattered. Because when he died, she made sure my family got together to make sure my siblings had stuff for school. Christmas came up, she made sure we had a Christmas, because Christmas was my daddy's favorite holiday. We didn't even want to celebrate Christmas. That lady made sure we had Christmas gifts. I wouldn't even say they made sure my siblings, I wouldn't even worry about me. Long as my siblings was good, I didn't care about nothing else. That lady made sure. When I tell you, my honey made sure they were good. They were good. Make sure they had school stuff, Christmas stuff, any holidays. Y'all know PAT, he had a bunch of people. I need somebody to donate a kid. And that my family, they did that for us. All 8 of us. And they didn't have to. And I am forever grateful for them. But my stepmama, she a strong one. Because she could have been like, he gone, and she could have took my siblings and did her own thing, but she created a bond with me, my brother, and my son, and she made sure that we was all close. She made sure we all was good. She could have been like, forget y'all 3. I gotta worry about my kids. But she don't do that. She don't do that. She didn't have to. She could have just left. But she still care about us, and you can't tell that lady. You cannot tell her that we are not her kids. You cannot tell her my son is not her grandson, because she will let you have it. She will let you have it. And I love that lady to pieces. She is a definition of a real stepmama. Like, me and her was like this. We was like this. We still is like that. But it's like, my daddy knew when it came down to me and her, he couldn't win no battle with us. Because that's how good she had my back through whatever. I love that lady to death. And if you're watching this, I just want you to know that I love you. I just want my family to know that I am thankful for y'all. I might not tell y'all, but I'm grateful for y'all. I love y'all to pieces. Because some of the stuff y'all do for my siblings or for me or my son, y'all don't really have to, but y'all do. Y'all show up and y'all show out. And I just love y'all. I really, really do. I just, finally had to speak my piece on this. Like I said, I'm not telling this story for y'all. I'm doing it for me. To take some weight off of my shoulders. Cause I'm angry. I'm so angry. I'm hurt. Because I feel like it was something more I could have done, but I didn't. I know people gonna say, well, you did all you can. I could have did more. I could have, but I didn't. I'm angry. I'm angry. It eats me up at night. It does. And I be trying to keep busy. I be trying to find stuff to do. But at nighttime, them pieces. know my daddy is extremely proud of me. He know that I loved him. I just want you to know that I love you too. You will always be in my heart. And I just want my family to know that I love y'all. If your parents are here, tell them that you love them. Because once they gone, they gone.